Oh, what's up everyone? So here we go to the next section of notes. Pythagorean Theorem Part 2 and area using the Pythagorean Theorem. And then before we get started, I need to go over a few math questions. So before we get started, number 1. The square root of 110. The square root of 110, we put it in the calculator, it gives you some weird decimal, but whatever. Let me show you. The square root of 110 is 10.48, alright? So this is 10.4, whatever. But I want to square this. Which means that you have a square root of 110 times the square root of 110, right? And all this does, when you multiply two square roots, it cancels the square roots. So all this is 110. Number 2, if we have the square root of 30 and you square it, that means the square root of 30 times the square root of 30, and the square roots go away, and it's just 30. Alright? Same thing here on the calculator, it'll do for you. The square root of 110, hello. And then you have to get out, you put the squared. That's 110. Parentheses, the square root of 30, get out of the parentheses, squared. It's 30, right? Either way, as long as you know how to do it by hand or the calculator will be your best friend on this activity, by the way. Three square root of 2, all that squared. So that means that you have 3 square root of 2 squared times 3 square root of 2. And it's a pain in the butt to do it by hand. You multiply 3 times 3. 3 times 3 will give you 9. And then square root of 2 times square root of 2. The square root of 2 times the square root of 2. It's just like this question up here. The square root goes away. And you're left with just the 2. So it's 9 times 2, which is 18. Same thing over here. The calculator will do for you. You know how to put it in the calculator correctly, so pay attention. 3 square root of 2 outside, then you put the little square. It gives you 18. Alright, you don't do any work, the calculator does it for you, whatever. One more question, one more example here. Four square root of 3 squared. Again, that equals 4 square root of 3 times 4 square root of 3. Multiply 4 times 4. 4 times 4 gives us 16. And then you have to do the square root of 3's. Those cancel and it's just 3. So 16 times 3. Which gives us 48. Again, the calculator will do it for you. assuming you know how to put it in correctly. 4 square root of 3, get out of the parentheses, squared. There you go. Right? And then if you are in pre-P, you need to copy down the rest of this from here to the rest until you're done. If you're not, you can pretty much go all the way until I go to example 1. Alright? So, here we go. Learning to simplify radicals. And there is no easy way how to do this. It's just learn how to do this, and it gets easier, right? There is no shortcut, nothing like that, right? These are the numbers you need to know. 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, and 120. Are there more? Yes. It goes on, dot, 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 etc. Alright? 4 comes from 2 squared. 2 squared is 4. 9 is 3 squared. 16 is 4 squared. You get the point. 5 squared is 25. 6 squared is 36. 7 to the second power is 49. That's 8 squared. That's 9 squared. 100 is 10 squared. And that's 11 squared, right? Because unlike my regulars, I need my pre-APs to know how to simplify the radicals. Because it's going to help you on your TSI for sure, and it's also going to help you on your pre-calculus, and later on when you get to higher math. And of course, if you want to learn this if you're in my regular class, go ahead. That'd be great if you know how to do it. So, let's go over an easy example first. Simplify the square root of 18. Now, if we come over here and do square root of 18, 4.24. I don't want 4.24. 4.24 is approximate. You can use that in my regular class. In my pre-P, you're going to learn how to simplify these by hand. So, 18. You take the number 18, and you start dividing by these numbers, alright, until you find one that works. So, 18. I'm going to divide that by 4 first. Can 18 be divided by 4? 18 divided by 4. Now, it gives me a fraction. I don't want a fraction. So 4 didn't work. So we go to the next one. 18 divided by 9. Can you divide 18 by 9? Yes. 18 divided by 9 is 2. Of course, if you know the 4 doesn't work, then don't write it down. You're going to go straight to the 9 because you can do it in your head. That's fantastic. So 18 over 9 equals 2. So let me write that down. 18 is equal to 9 times 2. Right? That's what we got here. So let me fix it with the square root, because this is not 18, it's the square root of 18. So this also means that I can do the square root of 18 is equal to the square root of 9 times the square root of 2. And the square root of 9 is 3. It's exactly what I want, because I got 3 from right here. So 9 became 3. That's exactly what I did. 9 became the 3 there. So the square root of 18 is equal to, square root of 9 is 3 times the square root of 2. And then they just write this to be 3 square root 2. So the square root of 18 is 3 square root 2. It's the same thing. The square root of 18 and 3 square root 2. They're the same thing, 4.24264. You see how they're the exact same thing? Except the square root of 18 is unsimplified. 3 square root of 2 is how it's going to look on your answers and on your answers for your test and on the answers for the worksheet. So you need to learn how to do this. Of course, the more we do, the more practice we're going to get, the easier it's going to become. Number 2. Let's go ahead and do number 2 here. Simplify the square root of 75. Alright. So if you really go with multiplication and division, you can really go straight to where you know it's going to divide and skip all these empty steps. Eventually the number gets too big where you can't really do it in your head. So I'm just showing you the steps. Again, if you can go straight to the number, go ahead and just show me the work and I'll be fine. But I'm going to do it step by step just so you understand what I'm doing. 75 divided by 4. If you put 75 divided by 4, it does not work in the calculator. So then I go to 9. That doesn't work. 75 divided by 16 is the next one. That doesn't work. 75 divided by... Let me show you what I mean. What I mean doesn't work. We don't know. You understand. 75 divided by 4. No. 75 divided by 9. No. Still a fraction. I don't want fractions. 75 divided by 16. No. The next one's going to be 75 divided by 25. Yes, and that works. 3. 75 divided by 25, and that gives us 3. So 75 is equal to 25 times 3. That means the square root of 75 is equal to the square root of 25 times the square root of 3. The square root of 25 is going to give us 5. So this is equal to 5 times the square root of 3, and we're done. So square root of 75 simplified as 5 square root of 3. Number 3, simplify the square root of 180. So 180 divided by 4. Hey, look, it works already. But this number still worries me because it's kind of big. So I'm going to keep going. 180 divided by 9. No. Oh, look, 9 works also. He gave me a smaller number, 20. I wonder if I can go smaller and get me a smaller number. 180 divided by 16 is the next one. Nope. 180 divided by 25. No. 180 divided by 36. There you go. I like that one right there. 36. 5 is very small. Very good. I like that. So this is very tricky. You do 180 divided by 4, you're going to get 45. And even though you think you're going to be done, if you do it like this, you're going to get the square root of 4 times the square root of 45. And then you have to fix this, and it'll be 2. times the square root of 45, alright? The problem is 45 is still 9 times 5. So you can still take the square root of 9 to get 3, and it's still more work. You understand? It doesn't work. So then just keep going till you get the bigger number and see which one helps more. 180 divided by 9, that gave us 20. Same thing, you're going to have to keep doing more work. You can do this if you want to. I just prefer to keep on going even more. 180 divided by 16 did not work. 180 divided by 25 did not work. But 180 divided by 36 gave us 5. And 5 cannot be divided anymore. But 36 is the square root, so that helps a lot. Yep, you see here the 45? The 45 you can divide by more numbers, which means you have to keep doing more work. That's why I didn't use this. The 20. The 20 is divisible by more numbers. You can divide 20 by 2, 4, 5, and keep on. I don't want that. But this 5, you cannot divide 5 by anything. Only by 1 and 5. And that's exactly what I want. So 180 is 36 times 5. Put the square roots. The square root of 36 is 6. Bring down the square root of 5. There you go. We'll do 2 more and we'll get started with the actual examples for this assignment. What number was that? I forgot. Number 4. So simplify the square root of 98. We use the calculator here. 98 divided by 4. Nope. 98 divided by 9. No. 98 divided by 16. Oh. 98 divided by 25. No. 98. What the heck? Divided by 36. Nope. 98 divided by 49. Oh, nice. That one finally worked. 2. And 2 is you can't divide 2 by anything else, so we're gold right now. You can write them all down, but I know that 98 is divided by 49, and that equals my 2. I don't know why I did that. So the 98 is equal to 49 times 2. Square roots. The square root of 49 is 7. Bring down the square root of 2. And that's your answer. Because the square root of 2 can't be divided anymore. And then our last example, before we get into the examples that help you with work, the square root of 42. 42 divided by 4. No. 42 divided by 9. No. 40. Of course, you can do this in your head, you don't have to. Divided by 16. 42 divided by 25. Now 42 divided by 36. Now 42 divided by 49. Wait a minute. When the bottom number is bigger, then you went past the top number. And when that happens, you're done. You cannot do anything. Which means the square root of 42 is the square root of 42. It cannot be simplified. Alright? That's how you figure out whether you can simplify it anymore. When the bottom number gets bigger than the top number when you're dividing, you stop. Alright. Example 1. Bear with me, my right triangles are going to be a little quick, but it's okay. No. I don't like it. Let me do it again. Better. Alright, so this is the square root of 33. This is x, and this is the square root of 39. Right, we're going to do the exact same thing that we did in the other Pythagorean theorem. Across the 90 is the hypotenuse. This is your c. Do I have the c? Yes, I have the hypotenuse. If you have the hypotenuse, then you are going to subtract. Alright? And this is where it's going to get tricky. You understand? It depends if you can do this in a calculator or not. I'm just going to show you already. The square root. So now we subtract. 39 is bigger than 33, so we subtract the bigger number. The square root of 39 squared minus the square root of 33 squared. It's weird. When you put it in the calculator, it's going to look funky. The square root, add a parentheses, add the square root of 39. Square root, parentheses, square root, 39, get out of there, put the squared, minus sign, the square root of 33, parentheses, squared. There you go. 2.44949. Now, the answer choices you have are not going to be decimals 2.4494. So you have to go find the answer choice that matches this. What do you mean you have to find it? So, for example, let's say you have, well, actually, you're going to have an answer bank. You need to go find which one gives you 2.4, whatever. Alright? Now, how do you do this? The long way or whatever? That way, my pre-AP will have to do this. So, pre-AP has to do it like this. The square root of 39 squared is 39. Because don't forget that this is the square root of 39 times the square root of 39. And we did this in the first page, and this just gives you 39. And this gives us the square root of 33 times the square root of 33. Which just gives us minus 33. 39 minus 33 is 6. There you go. The square root of 6 is the same as that. So if you cannot do this in the calculator, just do it the small steps and you're going to get the answer regardless, alright? Now in pre-AP, can you simplify the square root of 6? So you're okay, 6 divided by 4. No. 6 divided by 9. Oh, 9 is already bigger than 6. That's wrong, so you're done. So the square root of 6 cannot be simplified any further, so that's it. You're done. That's the answer to this question. Seems a little confusing. I'll go super slow on the next one. Alright? Example 2. That's 3 square root of 2. This is the square root of 46. And this is x. Same as before. Here's my 90. Go across. Do I have the letter C? Do I have the hypotenuse? Yes. When you have the hypotenuse, you are going to subtract. Right? C is always the bigger number. So you're going to take the square root of 46, and you're going to square it. Subtract the other side, which is 3 square root of 2. You're going to square all of this. Just like we did in the other assignment. Alright? They're just two numbers. And you're going to take the square root. And if you're like, I don't understand that, sir, it just looks confusing. If it looks confusing, then you have to do like this. I'm going to get the square root of 46 and make it a decimal real quick. Square root of 46, 6.78. So I'm going to make this be 6.78. 3 square root of 2. $4.24. And now we can do the exact same thing. Now look at the triangle that we did earlier on the other worksheet we did, where you all had to do 36 questions. All of this is this now. This is 6.78. This is 4.24. This is x. Just like you did before. Do you have this number? Yes, so subtract. 6.78 squared minus 4.24 squared, and you take the square root. Alright, same thing. Your answer will be off by a few decimals, but it doesn't matter. You still get the work done. So if you don't understand it, do the decimals. If you don't understand how to do the orange thing up here, do the decimals and just get the answer and be done with the assignment. Right. For AP, you cannot do decimals. You have to do it like this. If you want to put all this in the calculator and get the answer, you can't, because you have to get the exact answer. So 46 squared, or the square root of 46 squared, you should know is, that's a weird error, but whatever. 46 times 46. Remember, this is just 46. And this one right here is 3 square root of 2 times 3 square root of 2. I would put that in the calculator if I were you, because that one I can do. Parentheses, 3 square root of 2 squared. That's 18. And if you're one person that doesn't want to do it on the calculator, do it by hand. 3 times 3 is 9. The square root of 2 times square root of 2 gives you 2. So 9 times 2 is 18. Right? Whatever. Take the square root. 46 minus 18 is going to give us 28. Right? And this is technically your answer. $5.29. But that's not what we want. We want the exact answer. So you get 28. And you try doing what we did before in the other worksheet. In the other paper, the other part of the note, sorry. 28. Can you divide 28 by 4? Yes, gives you 7. Can you divide 7 by anything else? No, so you stop. So 28 is equal to 4 times 7. Add the square roots. The square root of 4. You can take the square root of 4. That gives you 2. Square root of 4 is 2. Bring the square root of 7 with you. That is the answer. 2 square root of 7. I'm just curious over here what I would have got if I did it over here. The decimal, 6.78 squared. Minus 4.24 squared. Yeah, see, 5.2906. The answer, the exact answer is 5.2915. Same thing. Decimals are going to get you the assignment done. So if you're on a regular class, do decimals. It's easier. So that would do if I were you all. Alright. Next one. Except for if you got to do it the other way. Example 3. This is the square root of 34. This is the square root of 21. So first let me do it in decimal for my other students so you know how to do this. So we're going to change it to, because we don't want this, we're going to change it to decimals. .81 and the square root of 34. I don't know why it does that. So 4.58 and 5.83. Then we do the exact same thing we did on the other thing, the other Pythagorean theorem. Do you have the C? No. If you don't have the C, then you add. So 4.58 squared plus 5.83 squared. Put that in. Don't forget to square root it. Don't forget to square root it. Put that in the calculator. .58 squared plus 5.83. 7.41. There you go. That's good. And you're done. To do it correctly algebraically, same thing. Do we have this? No, so we have to add. No, so we add. The square root of 21 squared plus the square root of 34 squared. And then you take the square root of all of this. The square root of 21 squared is going to give us, I hope you understand this already, this is going to give us just 21 plus 34 squared, the square root of 34 squared is going to give us 34. Then we add 21 plus 34 is going to give us 55. And then we start trying to figure out, can you reduce this? 55. Can you divide it by 4? Of course I know the answer, just showing you this. No. Can you divide it by 9? No. Can you divide it by 16? No. No. You keep on going. No. And of course, after 49 is going to be, what, 64? And once the bottom number is bigger than the top, you're done. It cannot be reduced, simplified, you are done. This is the answer to 55. One more example before we go on to the next part. Here we go. (37, 16), this is x. You're like, what? No square root? Woo! Papa is easy to do. Should be. Do you have the c? No. If you do not have the c, then you're going to add. So 16 squared plus 37 squared, and then you take the square root. That's what we do. The square root of 16 squared plus 37 squared, 40.3. And we're done. Alright, no work. Unfortunately, if you're learning how to simplify this by hand, we have to do the work. So 16 squared (37 squared). If we add those numbers together, you get 1625, 1625. So this is the square root of 1625. Can you reduce or simplify 1625? Probably. So we start with the number 4. 1625. Can you divide it by 4? No. 1625 divided by 9. No. 1625 divided by 25. Oh, sorry, 16. Getting ahead of myself. No. 1625 divided by 25. Yes. And then real quick, 65. Can you divide 65 by 4 or 9 or 8 for that matter? 16, no. So you're done. 65 is a good number to have. So then, 1625 is equal to 25 times 65. The square root. The square root of 25 is 5. Bring down the square root of 65, and we're done. Because the square root of 65 can't be reduced any further. And if you're in my regular class and you're listening to me do this, explain to my pre-P, that's cool. You could have fast forwarded a long time ago to example 5, but hey, proud of you all for listening or writing down stuff. Anyways, the next section of your worksheet has to do with area. Good news is you can use decimals. Regular and pre-P, you can use decimals. It makes your life so easy. So for example, area of a triangle is the base times the height divided by 2. So this is the base. Alright, that's the base. This is the height. Okay? But what they're going to do is give you questions like this. They're going to give you this number, the height, and they're going to give you this number right here, like let's say this is 7. But they're not going to give you what this is. This will be x. So you have to do some work to get to the letter x, then you can add all of this together and multiply it times the height and then divide by 2. So for example, I don't know what example this is, 5, 6, I don't know, 4 or 5. Right, number 5. If the left side is a right triangle here, then this is automatically a right triangle, even though they don't put the symbol. I will, but they're not going to have it for you in the picture, right? So they're both 90 degrees. This is 10. This right here is 6. Oh, my bad, it's 8. Hello. This is x. And this is 8 right here. Find the area of the triangle. And when it says to find the area of the triangle, they want you to find the area of all this triangle. Right? But we can't do that yet because we don't know how much this piece is right here. If we had this piece here, then we can add it and then be done with it. So I'm going to worry about this triangle here first. Only this triangle. Right? So I'm going to draw it over here. If you can do it on that same picture, then don't redraw it. There's no point. I'm just showing people who need to visually see it. That's 8. That's 10. And this is x. Do you have the c? Yes. When you have the c, what do? Subtract. 10 squared minus 8 squared. Take the square root. Square root 10 squared, oh, hello, dumb calculator, minus 8 squared, 6. So the bottom here is 6, right? So then I'm going to erase this x and put 6. Now I can figure out all of this. 8 plus 6 will give me 14. So all of this here is 14. So when I'm doing the base times the height divided by 2, the base is all of this, which is 14. The height is right here, which we already had. The height was 8. So 14 times 8 divided by 2. Put that in the calculator, which I have one here, so I might as well do it. Don't be lazy. 14 times, hello, calculator, 14 times 8 divided by 2, 56. And then the next example will have decimals, and everyone can use decimals, so yay! Hip hip hooray for decimals. Example 6. That's 90. Remember, this is also 90 here. They just don't draw it, alright? They're both 90s. Alright, so this will be 10. This will be 5. This is 2. And this is x. Find the area of the triangle. Or find the area of the whole triangle, but we can't do it yet until we have the base times the height divided by 2. We can't get the base until we find what x is. Remember, all we care about right now is not what I want. This triangle. So we can find out what x is, right? I'm going to redraw it. If you don't have to redraw it, don't do it. Just do it all there and be done with it. That's 5. That's 10. That's x. Do you have the c? Yes. That means you're going to subtract 10 squared minus 5 squared. Take the square root. What the? 10 squared minus 5 squared. 8.66. Can we use decimals? Yes. Yay, decimals. This gives us 8.66. So this is 8.66. To get the whole thing, you're going to add 2 plus 8.66. So the whole thing will give us 10.66. That is the base. The height is the height of the triangle here, which is 5. So 10.66 times the height, which is 5, and then divide that by 2. And 0.66 times 5, divide that by 2, 26.65.